Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we've got something really exciting to talk about, which is launching and landing a drone off a boat, which this means a kayak, a powerboat, a fishing boat, a sailboat, and in this video we're specifically going to talk about pontoons and sailboats. So you might be asking yourself, why would I even want to launch or land a drone from a sailboat? The answer is simple, because you can't always get the same footage that you get off a boat by taking off on land. So you might want to capture something that's 2 or 3 miles offshore. That's perhaps a reef or a sandbar, which are personally my favorite. Or you might want to do something else that's really great, which is film yourself while you're on your sailboat, while other people are with you sailing, or fishing, or you may even want to film you and your friends tubing or snorkeling. Basically, just a great day that you have on the water. So how did we do this? We actually used our DJI Mini 2, which is a really great drone because it actually folds. So you'll see the props come down. So it folds nice and neatly, and you can even put it in a box for travel. So it's compact and you can take it all over the place. That's on your boat. You can even travel with it on airplanes and get spectacular footage all around the world. And it's also really stable when it comes to flying when you're in the wind. And it even has these 2 sensors right on the bottom, which help you avoid obstacles, which not only increases the longevity of the drone, but it stops you from crashing, and that's much less stressful. And then you can just focus on taking high quality pictures with a 4K camera. This tiny thing flies all around and takes super high quality pictures. And today, we're actually going to show you 3 different video sequences off boats in very different scenarios. So we're going to call it not so dramatic versus really intense. So the first one is what we call the perfect takeoff, and we actually did that from our pontoon boat off the dock, tied up. So it wasn't moving, and it's actually a lot like taking off on land. So we actually laid the drone on the cushion in the back of the pontoon boat, and then we launched it, which can be fairly stress-free on a DJI drone because you just click the button. You click the launch button, you just have to worry about not hitting anything. So in this case, our engine and our power pole and, of course, dock poles. And then we landed it like normal on the same place that we took off. And the DJI, as we know, has a return to home function. So you click return to home and you'll land right at the takeoff point, which it uses GPS coordinates to get that spot. However, things get a little more complex when you're not on a stationary object. So this is when we had our not so perfect landings, which again was on a pontoon, except we were on the water near the channel, and we were actually drifting a little bit. So our takeoff point might have been right here. So we were standing here on the boat. However, the boat was drifting in the current. So our boat was, let's say, here, but our original takeoff point was here. So we can no longer return home, because returning home is the water, or our drone taking a splash, which is terrible in freshwater or saltwater, because those just don't mix at all. It was actually pretty dramatic because we were landing the drone. So takeoff was very simple, but landing the drone, we tried to do it right on the cushion, and we actually reached the edge of the cushion. So it was pretty dangerous, and we thought for a while, oh my goodness, we're going to lose our DJI drone. But thankfully we didn't, and in hindsight, it probably would have been better to actually grab the drone when it was landing, which is something that we actually realized when we had a really tough landing on our sailboat. So our sailboats, as you know, have sails, they're wind powered, and things are much more complex because you're using wind power, and the wind direction changes. So your tack might change, so you have to change your course on the boat. And a lot of times when you're tacking, the boat's not sitting, most times the boat isn't sitting perfectly straight. It's leaning or heeling, which launching your DJI drone at an angle like this is not, it's not really convenient. So what we did is we actually launched it off our hand, which was a little bit scary because, as you know, the propellers are moving, so just keep it away from your face because that's better. So that's something we thought about. And then it brings us really to our lesson learned. When the drone was coming back to the sailboat was still moving because you can't really stop a boat that easily. So what we had to do was deliberately grab our drone, and of course, we have our two great sensors for obstacle avoidance, but now the obstacles aren't the ground or obstructions, they're your landing spot, your boat, and your hand that you're using to retrieve your drone. So when we actually put our hand there, the propellers were spinning faster and faster, so we had to grab our drone harder so it wouldn't come back away from us because it didn't want to come back to us. So that's something that we realized was a problem. So another takeaway is we're likely going to install soon in the future some handles underneath our drone so we can just grab it and we don't have to put our fingers there and avoid the moving props. Also, returning to home doesn't really work on the water because your launch and land point isn't the same. So I hope you enjoy the sequences that we're going to show you in this video. Hello everyone. Today we're launching our drone from our Bennington pontoon boat. So you see the docking poles, boat's docked, the boat is not moving, and we picked a flat spot, so we just set the back cushion and we laid down our DJI drone and we're gonna launch it, see how it goes.
All right, I think we tried this yesterday on a sailboat, well, Saturday on a sailboat, and it didn't go so well for us. But we're gonna have another video for how to launch and capture a DJI Mini 2 on a sailboat. This is gonna be a lot less drama, we hope, today than it was yesterday while we were out sailing. But we're gonna go ahead and do this. So I'm gonna fire it up. I'm already checked before you fly. We're clear and we're ready to launch.
Takeoff.
Flat surface.
Flat surface, and it's moving now. We're up, hovering,
Kind of.
sort of. Forward moving.
Over the spot, we're doing great. Perspective.
Turning around. It's facing us now.
All right, we're going to do that and we'll come back to you. We'll show you great drone footage. Thank you. We'll be back. All right, so now let's come in for landing. This is the tricky part. So you got to have a little some skill. I would line it up. I'm keeping the position. I could switch it around to keep the perspective the other way, but I think we can get away with doing it this way. We're coming in, we're lowering, we're going to get away from the poles. Navigate in.
Want to clear any vertical obstacles that we have?
Lower. Lower.
You might lower and stay a little bit if you want to gain control. Control is always important. All right, coming down.
So we're able to land. 550. Well, granted, we were stationary. There we go. It was great to see you. In the drone, the DJI has all these lock things. You can't just take off. You gotta kind of do all your work here. You know, kind of warning, but as you know, we're good to go. We're ready to launch. Looks good. Go ahead and give it forward power. So we're drifting backwards, and we're going to go forward a little bit. Perfect. We're going to launch. Okay. There we go. Keep an eye on it.
Now we're attempting to land on a pontoon about to cut, and you can actually see that the engine's on. So we're only moving about 2 or 3 knots because of the current that's going to push us into the flats. So the idea here is I'm driving, so I'm moving forward, and my father is piloting the drone, which is also moving forward. So we're attempting to match the speed of the drone with the boat. Because as the boat moves forward and the drone moves forward, then we can safely land on the pad. It'll be smoother. But we take a bit of a detour soon because landing on a moving object isn't so easy. Oh no, that's not the landing pad. And here we go. Almost, now we're attempting to land on a moving sailboat. And we actually tried this about 4 or 5 other times. And what we tried to do is just go forward and land the drone on the boat. But that didn't work. So now we're trying a new strategy. So you can see we have the water in visual. So the sailboat is moving forward and the drone is moving forward faster. So we're having the drone actually wait for the sailboat. And then we're going to turn the drone towards us. That way the two meet and we can grab it much easier. So there I am, preparing to grab the drone. You can see soon I'm going to appear to visual. And there I have my hand out ready to grab it from the bottom. Deliberately. It's coming, and everyone's saying, grab it, and I've got it, and the propellers are moving faster and faster, and you see everyone's kind of smiling now. It's our big celebration.